All right, let's dive into The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Okay.
It's a book that's been, well, everywhere.
Yeah.
From, corner offices to, well, spaceships. I mean, they even had the head of NASA praising it.
It's true.
But it really gets at something I think we all struggle with.
Okay.
It's like finding that sweet spot between,
Right.
crushing it in the world and, like, actually feeling good about it.
Feeling whole.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're always chasing one at the cost of the other.
Totally.
And that's where the 7 Habits gets interesting.
Okay, how so?
It doesn't just offer, like, a quick fix.
Right.
It goes deeper into this idea of paradigms and principles.
Paradigms. It's like one of those words you hear everywhere.
It is.
But do we really get what it means?
It's easy to toss it around.
Right.
But in this context, think of it as, like, your mental model. Like the lens you see the world through.
I see.
And the thing is, we're often not even aware of these paradigms. Yet they're shaping everything.
Really?
Our thoughts, our actions, how we see reality.
So we're kind of on autopilot then.
In the way, yeah.
Guided by these, like, invisible forces.
You could say that.
But if we don't even know they're there,
right?
How can we change them?
That's the key.
Okay.
It's not just about tweaking behavior.
Okay.
It's got to be a paradigm shift.
The shifts.
Yeah. Think of that optical illusion.
Okay.
The one with the old woman and the young lady.
Oh, right.
You see one or the other, but never both at the same time.
It's crazy how your brain gets stuck.
Exactly. And the 7 Habits is saying real change comes from aligning those paradigms with principles.
Principles one's got it.
What the book calls the character ethic.
Character ethics. So it's more about who we are than any, like, quick tricks.
Yes. It contrasts this with the
okay.
what it calls the personality ethic.
Personality ethic.
Which is all about, surface level techniques.
Okay.
You might get some temporary gains.
Right.
But it's not deep.
It's like forcing a kid to share their toys.
Oh, yeah.
Just to check a box.
Instead of actually teaching them about generosity.
Yeah, it's a Band-Aid.
Exactly. The character ethic, on the other hand, it's about aligning yourself with integrity, fairness, service.
Like, did those become your North Star?
Yeah, like a lighthouse guiding a ship.
I like that.
Through rough waters.
But, life isn't always smooth sailing.
No, it's not.
So how do these principles actually play out?
That's where the habits come in.
Okay, the habits.
They give you a framework.
A framework.
For actually living this principle-centered life.
Okay, I follow it.
And a big part of that is what the book calls the PPC balance.
PPC balance.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
It's about balancing production, so getting results.
Right, results.
With production capability.
Production capability.
Meaning preserving the thing that produces those results.
I see.
Think of a farmer who, neglects their land.
Okay.
Or a machine that never gets maintenance.
You're going to pay for it.
Exactly. You get those short-term gains, but you end up damaging the source.
It's like burnout waiting to happen.
Exactly.
You get those quick wins, but you're toast.
And the book shows how this imbalance, it pops up everywhere.
Really?
Work, relationships.
So how do we even begin to find that balance?
Well, the 7 Habits breaks it down into 3 categories.
Okay.
You've got your private victories.
Private victories.
Which are habits 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Then you've got your public victories.
Public victories, got it.
Habits 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
And then finally, habit 7, which is all about renewal.
Renewal, okay.
So let's start with those private victories.
Okay, the ones that focus on, getting yourself right first.
Exactly. It all starts with mastering yourself.
Makes sense.
Before you can effectively interact with others.
Got it.
And the foundation of that is habit 1.
Okay, hit me with it.
Be proactive.
Be proactive.
It's about taking ownership of your choices and actions, recognizing you have power even when things are tough.
But what about when things are really outside my control?
It's about focusing on what is in your control.
I see.
The book uses this idea of a circle of influence.
Circle of influence.
To represent the things you can directly impact.
Makes sense.
And the more proactive you are, the bigger that circle gets.
Okay, I like that.
It's powerful stuff.
But it's easy to just, nod along.
It is.
How do we actually live this stuff?
It starts with awareness.
Oh.
Pay attention to how you talk, how you react.
Okay.
Are you blaming external stuff?
Right.
Or are you looking for solutions you can control?
It's about shifting from, reactive to proactive.
Exactly.
Instead of saying, I can't, it's, okay, what can I do?
That's it. And that leads perfectly into habit 2.
Bring it on.
Begin with the end in mind.
Begin with the end in mind. Okay.
It's a powerful concept.
How so?
It's like mental time travel.
Mental time travel.
This is the one with the funeral visualization.
Oh, yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Kind of freaky, but yeah.
It's meant to make you think.
Okay.
The idea is to picture your ideal life.
Okay.
And what you really want to be remembered for.
I get it.
It's about defining your values, your purpose.
Right.
And using that to guide your choices.
Like a compass.
Exactly. You become the author of your own story.
Love that.
And once you have that clear vision, that guiding purpose, then you can move on to habit 3.
All right, habit 3.
Put first things first.
Put first things first.
This is where it gets practical.
Okay, bring on the to-do lists.
It's more than that.
More than that.
It's about understanding the difference between what's urgent and what's truly important.
That classic struggle.
We get so caught up in the urgent stuff.
Yeah, all the fires.
That we neglect the important things.
Right, the things that actually move the needle.
Exactly, the things that contribute to your long-term goals.
But those don't always scream for attention.
No, they don't.
So how do we make sure they get the focus they deserve?
That's what habit 3 is all about. It's about making conscious choices. It's about your time and energy.
I see.
Allocating them to the things that truly align with
them.
your values and vision.
So it's less about, like, squeezing everything in.
Right.
And more about being clear about what you're saying yes to.
Exactly, which allows you to say no to the distractions.
Like creating a space for what matters.
Precisely.
I like it.
And by mastering these 3 habits,
these private victories.
You build a solid foundation.
A foundation for what?
Of independence, that inner strength.
Okay.
That you need to navigate relationships.
Okay, so this is setting us up for those public victories.
Exactly. That's where we move into interdependence.
Interdependence, okay. I'm intrigued.
We'll dive into those in part 2.
Can't wait. I'm hooked.
All right, we'll pick up there next time.
Sounds good. See you then. Okay, so we're back diving deeper into the 7 habits.
We are.
We've laid that groundwork, right?
Yeah.
Those private victories.
Right.
All about, like, building up that inner strength.
Yeah, that self-management.
But now we're moving outward, right?
Exactly.
To those public victories.
Into the world.
How do those play out?
These next 3 habits, they build on that foundation.
Okay.
That independence you've cultivated.
Right.
And they move us into interdependence.
Interdependence.
Yeah, where we can really start collaborating and creating synergy with others.
So it's like shifting from me to we.
Exactly.
Recognizing that, we can achieve more together.
That our effectiveness is amplified when we connect.
I like that.
And that shift starts with habit 4.
Okay, habit 4, what is it?
Think win-win.
Think win-win.
It's a paradigm that seeks mutual benefit.
In all interactions.
In everything, yeah.
But isn't that kind of idealistic?
It can seem that way.
Especially in, like, a competitive world.
Right.
How do you make that work?
It requires a real shift in thinking.
Okay, a shift how?
Instead of seeing things as me versus you.
Right, that zero-sum game.
Exactly.
Someone has to lose.
You approach it with an abundance mindset.
Abundance mindset.
Believing there's enough success to go around.
Okay, I like that.
So it's about collaboration over competition.
Seeing the other person as a partner.
Exactly.
Not an enemy.
But of course, there are situations where a true win-win might not be possible.
What do you do then?
That's where the concept of no deal comes in.
No deal. Okay.
It's acknowledging that sometimes walking away is the best option for both sides.
It's like giving yourself permission to not force something that doesn't work.
Exactly. It's liberating.
But you have to do it, like, respectfully.
Understanding.
It's a balance.
It is. And that leads us to habit 5.
Okay, habit 5.
This one's crucial for communication.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Seek first to understand, then to be understood.
So empathic listening.
That's it.
Really trying to see things from the other person's perspective.
It's about listening.
Yeah.
Not just to reply.
Right, not just waiting for your turn to talk.
But to truly understand.
I think we're all guilty of that sometimes.
We are. It's easy to fall into the trap.
Of wanting to, like, jump in with solutions.
Or defend your own position.
But real listening, it requires, like, setting that aside.
Letting go of your own agenda.
And really focusing on them.
And it takes practice.
It does.
The book talks about different levels of listening.
Oh, yeah, like some are worse than others.
From ignoring completely,
right,
to pretending to listen,
okay,
to actually hearing the words.
But empathic listening.
Yes.
Goes even deeper.
It does. It's about connecting with their feelings.
Okay, their feelings.
And reflecting back.
Like mirroring.
Well, yeah.
Showing them you get it.
Not just their words.
But the emotions behind them.
And that creates safety and trust.
Makes them feel heard.
Exactly. And when people feel heard,
okay,
they're more open to hearing you.
It opens up that space for dialogue.
That's the foundation for a real collaboration.
And that brings us to...
Habit 6.
Habit 6? Lay it on me.
Synergize.
Synergize. Okay, this is where the magic happens.
This is where it all comes together.
How so?
Synergy is about valuing differences and leveraging them.
So not just tolerating them.
No, it's about recognizing that we each bring something unique.
Our own strengths and perspectives.
And it's not about conformity.
Right, not trying to make everyone the same.
It's about creative cooperation.
I love that.
Think about those brainstorming sessions where everyone throws out ideas.
Wild ideas.
And somehow they come together into something amazing.
It's like more than the sum of its parts.
That's the power of synergy.
But that doesn't just happen, does it?
No, it takes effort.
What kind of effort?
To create an environment where those differences are valued.
Valued and harnessed.
It takes trust, openness.
And letting go of, like,
yeah.
your own ego.
Embracing the potential.
Of that collective wisdom.
Exactly. Remember that story?
Which one?
About the author creating a college course.
Oh, yeah.
With his students.
Where he let them shape the content.
Right.
And it ended up being so much better.
Exactly. It's a great example
of what happens when you step outside your own comfort zone.
Embrace those diverse perspectives.
And that leads us perfectly.
Ethan's final habit.
Which is all about
renewal.
Renewal. Okay, we'll have to save that for next time.
We will.
This has been quite the journey so far.
It has.
But we're not done yet.
Not quite.
Stay tuned for the final part.
We'll wrap it all up.
Okay, we're back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into the 7 habits.
We are.
We've covered so much ground.
We have.
From those private victories, mastering ourselves, to those public victories, building those strong relationships.
Collaborating, creating synergy.
And now we arrive at the habit that makes all the others possible.
It's the keystone.
Habit 7. Let's hear it.
Sharpen the saw.
Sharpen the saw. Okay.
It's all about renewal.
Renewal. Sorry.
Recognizing that.
Okay.
To be truly effective. You got to consistently invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
In every dimension.
It's like that saying, right?
Yeah.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
You can't give your best.
Right.
If you're running on fuel.
You got to take care of yourself first.
Makes sense.
So habit 7, it's about addressing 4 key areas.
4 key areas. Okay, what are they?
Physical, spiritual, mental, and social emotional.
Okay, a holistic approach?
It's about recognizing that we're complex beings.
With interconnected needs.
We can't just focus on one thing.
Got to address all the facets.
Exactly. So let's start with the physical.
Okay,
this is about taking care of your body.
Right, the basics.
Exercise, nutrition, sleep.
But it's more than just like...
It is.
Looking good, right?
It's about building endurance, flexibility, strength.
I remember the book talked about pushing your physical limits.
Right. It's not about comfort.
It's about building resilience.
Mentally and physically.
Remember that story?
Which one?
About the author trying weightlifting?
Oh, yeah. He really pushed himself.
It showed that, like, real strength comes from embracing that discomfort. It's a good reminder that growth happens outside your comfort zone.
In every area of life.
So physical's one piece.
Right.
So what about the spiritual dimension?
This is about connecting with your core values. Finding meaning and purpose.
It's about nourishing your soul.
Exactly. Whether it's through meditation, prayer, nature.
Connecting with something bigger.
Finding that inner compass.
It's that grounding force, right?
That helps you navigate the tough stuff.
I remember that story about the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Who gave his patient a unique prescription.
That's a good one.
To spend time in a place that brought him joy.
And to reflect on service.
It's about remembering what truly matters.
Reconnecting with your purpose.
Okay, so we've got physical, spiritual.
Right.
What about the mental dimension?
This is all about expanding your mind.
Okay, how so?
Reading, learning.
Staying curious.
Engaging in mentally stimulating activities.
It's about being proactive, right?
Yeah, about your mental development.
Choosing content that aligns with your goals.
Being mindful of what you're consuming.
I think we can all fall into that trap.
We do, of just passively absorbing whatever's out there.
But this is about being intentional.
Shaping your mental landscape.
I like that.
And then finally...
Okay, the last one.
The social-emotional dimension.
It's about...
Nurturing relationships. Practicing empathy, building connections.
Recognizing that.
Yeah.
We're social creatures.
Our well-being is tied to those connections.
The book talks about service. Contributing to something bigger.
Finding meaning through helping others.
Like expanding your circle outward.
It's about recognizing that our lives are richer
when we're
to something beyond ourselves.
It's interesting how this habit kind of ties all the others together.
It does.
Like when you're taking care of yourself, physically, spiritually, mentally, socially.
Do you have the energy, the capacity
to really live those other habits?
To be proactive, to lead with purpose.
To build those win-win relationships.
It creates synergy.
It all comes full circle.
It's a continuous process.
A renewal.
Investing in your most valuable asset.
Yourself.
And that's the key.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the 7 habits.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
Through all 7 habits.
The question to ask yourself now is, what would your life look like if you fully embraced these habits?
What areas need sharpening?
What steps can you take today?
To start renewing yourself.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Aligning your life with those timeless principles.
Making those small, consistent deposits.
Into your own well-being.
And into your relationships.
I think that's a great note to end on.
It is.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
On this deep dive into the 7 habits.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope this has inspired you.
To start your own journey.
Of growth and fulfillment.
Keep sharpening that saw.
And keep diving deeper.